So the Chicago Bulls are in a midseason slump as the Cleveland Cavaliers handed them their 6th loss in their last 8 games, 108-94 last night. Derrick Rose, how did you feel about the game?
It's irritating.
That's right. It's been a little bit of a struggle in this. It's one of Thom Thibodeau, head coach of the Bulls, worst slumps in his career, even though it's only 2-6, and they will come out of this. They're dealing with a lot of injuries right now, too. Joakim Noah has been out for 4 games with the ankle injury, where we've seen a major drop-off in their defensive efficiency, especially rebounding. And we've also known that Mike Dunleavy is still out with a foot injury. And those are starters, and they're going to need those guys back, especially when it comes down to later in the season. Now, as for the Chicago Bulls and Derrick Rose, Rose vented much more about this game. We have more from the interview. Let's take a look at that.
Everybody's quiet, and until then, we're going to get the same results.
Do you think the bigger issue right now is communication or trust?
Trust plays a part too, but communicating in defense, in a team sport, I think communication is huge. We're quiet while we're out there, and it's leading to them getting easy baskets, and we gotta give a better effort. It seems like we're not even competing.
Rose continued to say via the Chicago Tribune that everybody has to be on the same page. Until then, we're going to continue to get our ass kicked. We're not communicating while we're on the floor to one another. Everybody is quiet. Trust plays a part, but communicating on defense in a team sport is huge. We've got to give it a better effort. It seems like we're not even competing. It's fucking irritating, as he finished off to reiterate. So yeah, communication obviously is one of the biggest things that can cripple a team, especially in basketball, especially on defense, as Rose was trying to, as he was venting through. By the way, Thom Thibodeau canceled practice today. Don't overblow that, people. He's canceling practice. I'm sure he has his reasons, maybe to give the team a little bit to, cool off. But this is simply a slump. Jimmy Butler, his numbers have kind of receded during this time. He's a shooting guard that was putting up MVP-like numbers earlier in the season, and he probably will get into that form, but he's also a shooting guard, and most shooting guards tend to be streaky. Not discrediting Jimmy Butler for anything there, but specifically, Thom Thibodeau has always had a defensive-minded team, and he's always been damn good at it. The Chicago Tribune continued to say, the defining characteristic of the Bulls under Thibodeau has been a gritty, relentless, workman-like team up for most any challenge, undermanned or not. Energy and intensity always were in abundance, even if healthy bodies were not. Well, when you lose Joakim Noah for a few games, who is a defensive prowess on the court, you're going to lose some defensive efficiency, rebounding, and field goal percentage. In 2014, and they're speaking of the 2014-2015 season, so not back to last year, but literally this season, if that makes any sense. Their defensive efficiency was 10th in the league, their defensive field goal percentage was 5th, and their rebounding percentage was 17th. Fast forward now to 2015. As of January 1st, they have dropped to 25th, 26th, and 26th in each of those categories, respectively. Now, Chicago Bulls, is there trouble in the locker room? Doesn't seem that way. It just seems like frustration. And that can obviously cripple a team. But the Chicago Bulls are going to be fine. They're going to get their act together. It is the middle of the season, and it's a slump. And this is a team that has all of the pieces, yes, to win a championship. They're hands down, going into the season, the outright favorite to win the East, even so over the Cleveland Cavaliers, in my specific opinion, just because Cavaliers have a lot of moving pieces still at play. But while the Bulls begin to slump, the Cavs seem to be turning around some of their woes if they've won 3 straight and took down the Bulls. I'm curious to see what happens when Noah comes back and Dunleavy gets back and this team gets healthy. Derrick Rose has been dropping some of his old school numbers recently also. So obviously when you get an MVP back into form, could be a major, will be a major difference maker, especially come playoff team. So what's next for the Bulls? Leave your thoughts in the comment section below. Curious your thoughts on the difference between, is Noah really that big of a difference maker on the Bulls defensive side of things, and can they do it without Noah if he continues to get injured later in the season? Don't forget to subscribe. You can follow me at JasonRubin91. You can follow TYT Sports. That is not behind me. It's actually over there at TYT Sports, and we'll see you next time.